Hey guys! This week's topic is near and dear to me because it's something that I wanted to do but did not get the opportunity to do. And I'm sharing this with the hopes that maybe you guys will be able to have this opportunity yourselves. So please share this with your friends, anybody that you know that's interested in language learning, because this is for serious language learners. These are language scholarships that are offered in the United States to study abroad and actually learn a critical language. You have to be a United States citizen in order to do any of them, to be able to apply or participate. So unfortunately, this is only going to pertain to a certain demographic, but I hope that, you will have this opportunity. You need to be in high school for one of these, and then in college or university or graduate school for the other opportunities. I'll talk about 3 of them. Fulbright is not one of them that I'll be mentioning because a lot of people know about that already. These I actually found out about while I was in university, and then one of them more recently. I'll start off with the one where you need to be younger. High school. The NSLI-Y is National Security Language Initiative for Youth, I believe. And they offer courses in a variety of languages. I do have some notes here because I was looking at each website and it's hard to kind of not mix up these 3 because they're all very similar. The 3 of them are to study critical languages abroad. Most of them are summer or academic year programs. This is one of them. You can do a summer program, but you could also do an academic year. It has a huge language immersion focus as well as cultural enrichment activities. And then it also has, so there's the language aspect to it. You get to live with a host family, I believe. Very cool stuff. You can be a novice or intermediate level. They say you could be any level, but most of the programs are more for beginner or intermediate level learners. And there is no service requirement with that. I'll get into that a little bit more later. Some of these programs, because they're put on by the government or supported by the government, they make you do some kind of service afterwards for U.S. security. But they encourage anyone with any interest who this may further their career or they want to be more of a global citizen to apply for these kinds of scholarships. So this is one of them. And that's basically it for that one as far as I know. I just want to give a very brief overview. Of course, you can go to the website. I'll show you a list of some of the languages that they offer. Very cool list. And you can check out their website for more information on how to apply. The deadline for that was in October. So you won't be able to do it this year, but if you're looking to apply for next year, then you can start checking out the website, see what you need to do, and start getting ready for that. The next scholarship I want to talk about is the CLS, Critical Language Scholarship. That, like the NSLI-Y scholarship, is a program that you actually attend. It's an immersion program. This one is not a full semester, not a full semester or summer. It's 8 to 10 weeks long from what I read online. This is one I actually applied to 2 different times for Korean, and unfortunately I did not get selected, but I used to watch videos of people who did get to do this because I thought that it would be so neat to do some kind of immersion program for a critical language. They offer other languages such as Portuguese, Russian, Indonesian. I'll show a list once again so that you can see. They have more information on their website. For this one, you need to be in university or graduate school at the time of your application. You don't have to be still in university by the time you go into that program, but when you're applying, you need to be enrolled. And with that, you're abroad, you also have cultural enrichment activities as well. And there is no service requirement after it. You're not required to do some kind of federal national security job, even though these languages pertain to languages that are of interest for U.S. national security. And It's the equivalent of one academic year of study. It's a lot in just a short amount of time, but it's definitely worth it if you are a serious language learner. You need to convey that in your application and how it will further your future career, kind of like the NSLI-Y. They really want you to explain how this will further, because it's competitive, how this will further your career, how you'll continue studying this afterwards. You need to make this compelling argument as to why you would be great for this opportunity. And the deadline for that was in November. Once again, that passed for this year, but you can start working on it for next year. I would recommend learning more on the website because, as I said, this is a very broad overview, but I wanted to share this with you anyway so that you would be aware that it exists, especially since if you're here, you're probably looking to be, if you're not already a serious language learner, somebody who wants to be more serious about language learning. And I know a lot of people talk about, well, studying abroad, even I talk about this, studying abroad isn't the only way to learn a language, but if you do have this opportunity, I still think it's absolutely wonderful, which once again is why I am sharing it with you. And then for the last one, so as I said, you need to be a United States citizen. For the last one, it's the same thing, the Boren Awards. Now this one's a little bit different from the other two. Once again, you need to be either enrolled in a college or university or a graduate student, but with this one you actually do have a service requirement for federal national security type of job. And you have that for 1 year or the equivalent of how long you study. Now, they do have awards that they give out for a summer program or for a semester-long program, 6 months to 12 months, but whatever the equivalent of that is, you have to do that service unless you do less than 12 months. You still have to do a year's worth of government service, basically. And with that, you choose your program. It's not a program, unlike the other two options that I mentioned before. You actually choose your program for study abroad, but they want you to choose a country of a critical language, critical to national security in the United States, but aside from that, places that are kind of overlooked in study abroad programs, places that they say are underrepresented, in study abroad programs. And you basically go there, you study the language, they focus on culture as well, and they do have a preference for you to study 2 or more semesters, so know that you could apply for 1 semester or a summer program, but they do have a preference for people who will be studying for 2 or more semesters. And the deadline for that was actually in February, so recently, but now that you guys know about all of these, you have time to kind of figure out which one is right for you, if this is something that's right for you, what your interests are. A lot of them offer the same types of languages. Once again, I'll put a list here of languages for the Boren Awards. I found out about this one. I found out about the CLS from my study abroad office back at my university. And then this one I found out about my senior year when I was majoring in French. One of my French professors sent this to all of us and said, hey, you guys could study abroad and do French because that was one of the languages that was listed there. I wanted to give you guys some food for thought, and if you guys want to study abroad, then this is a wonderful opportunity. All of them have a focus on national security, but 2 out of the 3 you don't have to go into a federal national security job afterwards. This one you do, but you only have to for a year. But whether you're interested in that or you have diverse interests that you can combine your language with, which we all know languages are very interdisciplinary, you could pair them with just about anything and it'll enrich your experience and make you more of a global citizen. No matter what you like, if you want to study abroad and you are serious about immersion in language learning, then this might be for you. And I would totally encourage you to check out these websites and see more. Like I said, I didn't get to do any of these programs, and I'm sad that I didn't get to, But I'm also happy that they exist because they get younger people more into language learning. It promotes that in the United States. And if you're interested, I would say go for it. If you know somebody who's interested as well, I would say totally share this with them. Share this with anybody who's interested in languages, even if it's a language that's not taught at your school, because all of these you're able to apply as a beginner. Now, there are a couple in the Critical Language Scholarship, CLS, where you need to have a couple years of academic study, but for the most part, you could apply as a beginner, lower beginner, intermediate, advanced, etc. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will apply. If not, that's okay. I just want to spread the possibility of language learning, especially through some kind of scholarship, being able to do an immersion program. I don't have any experience with it, so I don't know how truly immersive it is. I only know from videos that I've watched of previous participants, but I think it's a really cool opportunity, and I'm glad that you're here watching this. So I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe for more language-related content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!